If you're trying to earn college credit with CLEP, AP, Study.com, SOPHIA, General Transfer Credit, or any other kind of alternative credit, you need to know how it's going to affect your future, especially your chances at jobs or grad school. Alternative credits like CLEP, AP, SOPHIA, and Study.com are often determined by somebody taking a single test or a third-party course. It's often referred to as competency-based education or testing out of a subject. These methods are unique because they're usually very quick, very inexpensive, and they don't make you do a bunch of busy work. And I'm going to explain all of this to you using my experience as a college advisor, department chair, and employer so that you can make the right decisions and prepare for your future. And at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you my 7 favorite online colleges that want to accept your alternative credit. First thing you need to know, alternative credit is almost always assessed and approved or not approved by the ACE or ACE or the American Council on Education, which has existed since 1918. This is a nonprofit that assesses different types of learning to see whether colleges should give college credit for that experience. They approve CLEP, they approve Study.com, they approve SOPHIA, they approve different credits that come from different colleges, and they're also what the U.S. military uses to certify a lot of the college credit that comes out of military training. So if your credit is ACE approved, which all of the alternative credit that we talk about on this channel is, you should have nothing to worry about. Second, when alternative credit is transferred into a new school, it almost never affects your GPA, and that's because it comes in as pass or fail. Some schools have goofy, unique rules, and they'll look at the source that it comes from, or the score that you got, or they might just give you a flat C, but that is very rare. And if you want to find out if your school is one of those, I mean, all you have to do is give them a quick call. The really nice thing about alt credit not affecting your GPA is that when you're earning that alt credit, you don't need to go all out, you just need to pass at the level that your school requires. Then when it's time to take actual courses at your college, that's when you really bust it out. I like to think that I played it pretty smart. I transferred in 102 credits of CLEP and DSST to my undergraduate program. I only had to take 6 courses. I really busted it out. It was not always easy, and there was one course I thought for sure I was not going to get an A in, but I did the work and I graduated with a 4.0. Third, having alternative credits in your transcript has almost zero impact on getting a job after college. Employers rarely actually look at transcripts, and 99.999999999% of them don't even know what they're looking at. Also, have you looked at a transcript before? It is really boring to read through one of those, and it's super confusing because the formatting's usually super goofy and things are like organized in a weird way. It's hard to find what you're actually looking for. Like, I think most employers probably, if they ask for a transcript, even like pull it up, look at it, kind of glaze over, and they're like, and they move on to the next thing. The point that they're looking for is just that you actually graduated college. Heck, I knew a guy who worked at a school that I worked at who had not graduated college, lied and told the other school that he had, and they just hired him without checking. And fourth, let's just be honest. If they did look at your transcript and saw what you had accomplished and fully understood everything there, they would probably be impressed. You mean to say that you graduated college quickly and inexpensively so you could build a career that you love, just like those guys at College Hacked always talk about? You tested out of courses? You must be a genius. Heck, you could even use it as a main point in your interview prep to show how you're an outside-the-box thinker and a hard worker and an ambitious person. That's what a lot of college hackers do, and then they have to deal with the burden of everybody around them thinking that they're so smart. Fifth, if you're worried that your resume is going to give away the fact that you graduated faster than everybody else and that you're so smart, and you're like, they're going to read my resume, they're going to see that I was in school from 2021 to 2021, and they're going to know something's up. Have no fear. Common resume etiquette is just to put the year you graduated. Putting any more than that, doing a date range, is kind of outdated, it's sloppy, it's even a little gauche. Sixth, alternative classes hardly ever impact your chances of getting into grad school, and that's because like 80% or more of grad schools are mostly just looking to make sure that you have an actual bachelor's degree from an accredited institution. And there are going to be some that are going to look for certain prerequisites, but as long as you have those and their admissions page doesn't say that they want you to have taken them in a specific way, you're fine. Some programs, like medical ones or science ones, often want to see that you actually took your labs in person. Sometimes that's not even the case. But, I mean, that's the easy thing to go knock out either at the local community college or at the college that you're actually going to. I suppose there's a chance that, like, say you were going to go and get a master's in communication and they looked at your transcript and they said, this person only ever did speech classes online. They might raise an eyebrow, but that's because they want to see proof that you are going to be able to do the kind of work that their program requires. They want to see that you've done that kind of work in the past. So typically a good strategy is to make sure you're hitting all the requirements, and if you're trying to be competitive for a higher level graduate program that's maybe really competitive, go take a few of those courses that are going to be the best prediction of how you'll do in the graduate program. You can do those locally in person somewhere, but that may not even be required. The minimum that you have to do is just make sure that you're checking the boxes that they have on their admissions requirements. And finally, I'll show you a few pictures here on screen of what a transcript usually looks like. Notice how they are very subtle. The alternative credits don't draw attention to themselves. They rarely, if ever, show what kind of transfer credit they are, and they don't affect the GPA. There's nothing more vanilla and boring than the way that these alternative credits are transferred into these schools. In fact, they just look like transfer credits, which is no problem. But still, remember that almost nobody is going to look at this. I sometimes see imposter syndrome in people who hack their degrees. They're worried that they're going to be found out, that they're getting away with something, that they're doing something wrong. But remember that self-powered competency-based learning is the original model. The thing that we're fighting against and the classes that we're skipping are based on a post-industrial model that treated humans like cogs in a machine that needed to sit in a room in straight rows and listen to somebody talk at them for hours and hours and hours to prove they'd learned something, instead of proving that they'd learned something by them actually learning it. You are learning, you are checking boxes, you are graduating, you are getting college credits, and you are doing exactly what is being required of you to be able to move on to the next step in your life. The only thing you're not doing is busy work. In fact, you're doing it smarter than everybody else. Is it smarter to hack college and to graduate school on your own terms, saving a bunch of money quickly, or is it to go into a bunch of debt to take 4 years and to end up with the same degree? So don't worry. Keep hacking and ask how you can use your experience doing college outside of the box to strengthen your applications, to make you seem like a better candidate and the kind of creative thinker that more companies and grad schools want to have in their programs. Because truly, graduating college this way sets you apart. If you want to see my 7 favorite colleges that would love to accept your transfer credit, you can check those out here. Thank you for watching, and happy hacking.